a very important thing for you to know, that there are plenty of cases in which situations like this can also arise. We'll be talking about in this video as to what are those possibilities and what are those situations in which you can actually find out yourself, and you can actually get a nag of things that, you know, what is happening around us is something that's not natural. Okay, so let's get started. So as the topic says, the demon whispers. So when we talk about whispering, obviously it means there's something audible in a higher range towards you. Okay, so what I'm trying to basically say is that many of you must have come across these situations who are trapped into these supernatural powers which are in an evilish way. Okay, many a times you must have heard voices coming near your ears and whispering something or saying something to you, typically in a form of a word, or maybe complete sentences, or maybe in a form of a whole paragraph also sometimes. That means a lengthy thing, more than one liner also to be said. Sometimes, mostly those are one or two, different kinds of words, terms that they give. Okay, and it is nothing to do with that once you sleep only then you will hear all these things. No, there are quite a possibility and many possibilities that you're awake and you're doing something, your regular activity, your regular work, and suddenly in the middle of that you will hear something in your ears very clearly, a word that will surprise you suddenly, that from where I could hear this, and you will turn around here and there and see, and you will find no one standing out there, or no sense of echoing of the voice coming from somewhere also. Okay, so then first or second time maybe you think that it was some sort of an illusion, but when this starts happening to you on a regular basis, because see, whenever a demonic entity or a demon comes to trouble you, or for that matter is around you, it will make sure that it follows certain kind of steps towards you, a process that they follow. Okay, so it is not that once it will whisper in your ears and it will vanish away and it will never come back. No, it will keep on saying things to you on a regular basis. Okay, and what is the idea behind it? Let's come to that. So anything that is the whispering through an evilish thing is obviously nothing positive. Obviously things will be like killing somebody, or suicide. These are the kind of the words they are using with you, because ultimately the idea is to harm you. Whether you harm yourself psychologically, they try to play around with your mind that you harm yourself. They frustrate you to a limit where you actually start committing your own suicide levels, start doing things in those terms of harming yourself with a knife or with the scissors or anything. Or maybe they will take you to a point, they will create an illusion that you start hampering your own family members also sometimes. Okay, so the whispers can be that kill your family, or anything like this. So these are some of the facts that whenever you hear some whispers, evilish whispers which are controlling your mind, and which is trying to make you come into the category of being a criminal, or someone who is ready to harm himself or his or her family, simply it means that there is a demonic force around you which is trying to capture your mind and even possess you till some extent. It's obviously a possession that it will start frustrating you. You'll be more angry, you'll be more agitated, you can also have anxiety issues. You will start thinking of being alone all of a sudden. You will not like your family members around you, and you would just want that, let me just be alone, because then the kind of whispers that you're hearing becomes a very normal habit for you, and you start getting trapped into it, and suddenly one fine day it can turn into a possession activity as well. Okay, so that's all that I wanted to talk about in this video, that demon whispers. So there must be, or there may be a situation for few of you who are hearing this audio or watching this video who have come across these cases, maybe with themselves or maybe in their own circle they must have heard this. So yes, it is true that sometimes you do hear whispers of evilish words and terms which can actually play around with your mind and make you do that stuff. Okay, so if anything like this is happening, you can get your diagnosis done, you can get your case studies done, through which it will be diagnosed that anything like this supernaturally is happening or not. Okay, or maybe it is some kind of a mental blockage that you're having, which is of course a paid service. Case study is not free of cost, diagnosis is not free of cost. So I always make this liner always, in my video I always say this, because I don't want people to come back and say, that case study was said on the YouTube that you get your case study done which was free of cost. No, there is nothing free of cost here, because it's the hard work, it's so many other puja samagris which are used in this. Okay, so whatever it is, it's a paid service. Get the diagnosis done and be sure about it, what is happening in your life before it gets too late. So that's about it. I'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye.